Football is back in Eugene. The first year in the Big Ten Conference, the Oregon Ducks celebrated a Big Ten championship. For Dan Lanning, he's got new players and a new set of goals in the best conference in college football.
I hope you got your popcorn ready today, because this has the potential to be a classic.
The Pinnacle, a place Big Ten football knows so well. Reaching the apex is why so many choose this storied conference. The reason they strap on the helmet, and the motivation every time they step on the field.
Impossible to bring down!
Raise the trophy. Let the confetti rain. Bask in the everlasting glory.
It's Ohio State, champions of college football.
Now, after months of preparation, the quest to ascend to college football's peak begins again. With fresh faces, eager to make their mark. And a cast of returning stars, ready to shine.
Oh, he one-handed it again.
Their climb will be steep, wrought with adversity and triumph.
Have yourself a night!
But most things worth doing are.
Touchdown.
Off to the races!
Welcome to the 2025 Big Ten football season. The Pinnacle awaits.
Oh, as the Duck flies, Autzen Stadium. At a gorgeous day for football as the Oregon Ducks open up the 2025 college football season in Eugene. They welcome the Big Sky Conference champion Montana State Bobcats and the number 7 Oregon Ducks playing host as the Duck gets ready to bring the Ducks towards Autzen. These fans have been tailgating since dawn, and they are ready to get college football up and running yet again. Well, we saw the mascot come on out. We saw him with out his head on. And either way, I'll tell you, these fans, they're ready to go again, as last season did not end the way that they wanted to in the Rose Bowl against Ohio State. They had the championship that they finished off against Penn State, an undefeated conference slate. They got a lot of new Ducks that they're dealing with in 2025. Well, the Oregon Ducks making their way from the locker room. They're coming close, and these fans cannot wait to see what this version of Dan Lanning's squad has in store this year. Opening day for everybody. It's great to be back on the Big Ten Network. Full slate of games early this morning. Got you covered in the midday. Go all the way through tonight as Montana State, the champs from the Big Sky Conference, lost in the national championship game against North Dakota State in the FCS championship. About ready to take the field here at Autzen. Just the second time that these two programs have met. The first time since the 1940s. Could not have asked for a better day. I'm not sure how they let that Oregon State fan into Autzen Stadium, but they're playing up the road a little bit in a few hours. All friendly and ready to go for this opener against Montana State. And the Bobcats making their way out onto the field. Handful making their way in for Bozeman. One of the best in the FCS. They'll test their grit in their opener against the Ducks this afternoon. And the Oregon Ducks, led by their head coach Dan Lanning, making their way out onto Autzen. Choppers gassed up, and these Ducks are ready to fly. Through the smoke. And the Ducks are flying together. Could not have asked for a better day here in Eugene to get the college football season started for the Oregon Ducks. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Autzen Stadium with Jake Butt, Brooke Fletcher down in the field. Jeff Levering with you. Thanks so much for being with us. And for these Oregon Ducks, they look a little different. 10 players drafted to the NFL, 37 new players on this new roster for Dan Lanning. It's not about rebuilding here in Eugene. It's all about reloading.
Listen, reloading is what the best teams do, and reloading is required if Oregon wants to repeat as Big Ten champions or more. And really, you laid it out. They're losing a ton of talent. School record 10 guys getting drafted. How do you replace that? Well, it helps to have the #1 transfer portal class. It helps to consistently recruit at a high level. Coach Lanning was not shy. He said the high-level talent remains to be seen, but the winning football players on this roster, they have more winning football players now than even last year's team did.
Not a ton of experience at the quarterback position. Dante Moore is going to get the start for Dan Lanning today.
Listen, there is a standard for quarterback play, and that standard is to be a Heisman finalist and be one of the best at your position. And Oregon offensive coordinator Will Stein said when it's all said and done, Dante has the chance to be the best he's ever seen. His journey is unique. This guy was a 5-star that won the starting job at UCLA and chose to sit the bench to learn under Dylan Gabriel last year. The reason why, he said he wants to develop, and there's no better program to do it than the Ducks.
He's 2 years older since his last start at UCLA. As we bring in Brooke Fletcher down on the field, to say that he has learned a ton about himself might be an understatement.
It's not about playing fast, it's about playing well. That's how Dan Lanning would describe just the mental shift for Dante Moore since coming back to Oregon and gearing up for his first start here with the program. Dan Lanning said he actually sat down with Dante this week and they watched his starts at UCLA and asked him straight up, is this the same quarterback? And Dante said, no, coach, not remotely close. Dante has really just embraced being patient, learning behind quarterbacks like Dylan Gabriel and being a part of the right environment, the right offense, and that's just really fueled his growth and prepared him for this moment. For offensive coordinator Will Stein, the message is simple. Hey, don't overthink this. Don't be afraid to make those easy completions, to get into a rhythm, but most importantly, trust the playmakers around you to go out and do their job.
Time to keep it simple as we head towards kickoff in Eugene. Montana State won the toss, deferred to the second half. Oregon will get the football first, and we will see Dante Moore and this offense on the field. Colby Froker ready to kick it away for the Bobcats. Noah Whittington, Jaden Lamar back deep for Oregon. Returnable, it's Whittington. Goes up the middle past the 25-yard line, and that is where Dante Moore makes his first start in 2 years. Had just 8 pass attempts a season ago, sitting behind Dylan Gabriel. But to say this kid's star shines bright, again, an understatement.
Yeah, don't look at those stats. I mean, this guy is as talented as you'll find. These coaches are extremely high on him. Will Stein said he's got that wow factor, that it factor. In his journey here, I mean, he did what most don't do. He chose to sit the bench in the transfer portal because he believed so much in Coach Stein and his ability to develop him. Coach Stein said when it's all said and done, Dante has a chance to be one of the best he's ever seen.
From the 26, handoff goes to Whittington, cuts it back, huge hole, down the sideline goes Whittington, finally pushed out of bounds into Bobcat territory. Brand new offensive line. I'd say they blocked that perfectly, Jake.
Yeah, well, we're always excited for week 1 and that first snap, and if you needed another reason to be excited, if you're a Ducks fan, there it is right there. And you mentioned the new offensive line, 4 new starters up front. Even with these new faces, I think they have a chance to compete for the Joe Moore Award. Noah Whittington gets the start at running back, but we'll see 4 or 5 guys there. Talented backfield.
All by himself after a 35-yard gain. Moore back to pass. Moore to the outside. Catch made by Bryant. Just past the 35-yard line. Gary Bryant, who has had a few riddled seasons of injuries that he has had to deal with. He might be wide receiver #1 next to DeCorian Moore this season, the freshman.
He's the veteran in the room, and think about how important that is, starting a new quarterback in Dante Moore. Will Stein said you won't find a more steady and consistent player than Gary Bryant. Said last year he expected Bryant to be the 4th or 5th option, but because of injuries he just didn't get the chance to showcase that. You said it, Jeff, he's wide receiver 1 or 2 now.
Stacked down at the bottom, design run for Moore, and he runs for the first down.
There's that moxie, that it factor, the infectious leadership. Think about Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, different types of leaders, and Dante has his own style of leadership. I've heard him compared to Marcus Mariota. You see him running a little bit, looked a little bit like Marcus.
First down and 10 from the 26. Moore hands it off up the middle. Another big run for the Ducks. Pickup of 8 on first down. Starters for the Ducks. Again, the skill positions very different. Kenyon Sadiq, one of the best tight ends that nobody talks about. They certainly will over the course of the year. Only one returner to that offensive line. That's Pancho up front. Lalaulu. Easy up. Move the chains for the Ducks defensively for Montana State. This defensive line is going to have their hands full, but I tell you, the defensive coordinator Sean Howe really loves this group.
Yeah, and it's a good matchup, a fun matchup. The experience for Montana State is in the trenches. That's where they return their best players and their most experienced, but there's a lot of youth in the secondary. So I'm interested to see the chess match. Of course, talking about Dante Moore getting his first start, some of these new faces at wide receiver. How often is Will Stein willing to test that new secondary for Montana State?
Inside the red zone, Jaden Lamar is the setback. Lamar carries, bounces to the outside, to the corner. Lamar to the house. '16-yard touchdown run on the first touch of the season for Jaden Lamar.
Hope you can't draw up a better start for the Oregon Ducks offense than what Will Stein and that unit just put on tape. Great chance to look at the offensive line in the run game. I really believe this offensive line will be one of the best in college football. Noah Whittington got us started with an explosive run. And Jaden Lamar finished it off with an explosive run of his own.
Atticus Sappington, one of the few seniors on this team. For the point after. Kick is up and good. 6 plays, 74 yards, 69 of those through the running game. And for Jaden Lamar, coming around the corner, bouncing it to the outside. And the Ducks have a touchdown scoring drive, the opening series of the season. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, Dante Moore and the Ducks, they wanted to establish the run early. I'd say they did that and then some. 69 yards on the ground on that opening drive to score a touchdown. Will Stein and Dante Moore getting together to talk about what they can do on drive number 2. First, we'll see this Bobcat offense for the first time in 2025. From the goal line, Jabez Woods hit at the 20-yard line. And here comes Montana State, new quarterback. Tommy Mellott is gone. Justin Lamson, Stanford starter with just 3 career starts. One of those against Oregon. It's Justin Lamson's Bobcats that take the field for the first time against this great Ducks defense.
There's an identity that's being built under Coach Brent Vigen, and that's to run the football. Last year, Tommy Mellott was one of the best, most dynamic football players as quarterback, and now it's Justin Lamson, a different athlete, but absolutely expect the quarterback run throughout the game today.
Jones to the left of Lamson on this first play. Lamson to the outside, catch made, and a huge hit laid by Ife Obidegu, the freshman starting at corner. Taco Dowler with the reception.
Expect a ton of that today, Jeff. Montana State, they have to get the ball out quick. This Oregon defensive line is ferocious. They're going to be humming. Can't sit in the pocket too often.
Showing pressure, they bring pressure. Back to pass, Lamson again, incomplete. Obidegu again got his hand in there. Montana State, their starters at the transfer, Chris Long from Rutgers. He's got some Big Ten experience. This offensive line totally shifted around before the game today. Starter Burke Mastel, the center, not playing today. 3rd down. And we'll get procedure more than likely on the Ducks. Tatum Tuioti.
Offside, number 44 defense in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
3rd down and short. Hearing our referee Cole Kneppel for the first time. There's the defensive starters for Oregon. Well, this defensive front, Amari Washington, people are talking about him as if he's going to take a huge step forward this year.
LaPointe Lanning said he's a first-round talent at his best. It's just about playing consistently throughout the season.
He's right on the football. 3rd and short for Montana State. And there he is. Drops Jones for a loss.
Look at the quickness in the get-off. That's the #1 thing. We talked to Pancho, the center for the Ducks. He said what stands out, it's his quickness in get-off right after the snap. So tough to block. The center was coming over to try to reach him, but Amari Washington ducked right under and then made the play in the backfield.
Coaches, players, everybody we talked to about Amari Washington said he's a menace. He showed it there on that 3rd down play.
#4 on Bruce Feldman's freaks list.
They've got a hand on that one. It's going to go out of bounds, and the Ducks will have great field possession for their 2nd drive of the game. They'll get it at the Bobcat 40-yard line, a kick of just 14 yards. Get a hand on it. Sure did. (7-0) for the number 7 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, and scoring on their opening drive, nothing new for Dan Lanning. 173 points scored on opening drives, the most in the FBS since 2022, as the Ducks get rolling at the 40.
Well, Jeff, after such a successful drive running the football, a quick defensive stop and a blocked punt, now is a great time to take a shot. I'm going to have my eyes on DeCorian Moore. He's right there in the bunch to the back of the slot.
Moore's got it. On the toss, Moore to the outside. Moore cuts back in. First collegiate touch, and he gets a first down for the Ducks. Let's go to Chicago. Dave Revson with the studio update.
All right, Jeff and Jake, number 2 Penn State has already forced 2 turnovers. They've turned them into 10 points. Nick Singleton, their first touchdown of the year, added a field goal after that of 10-0 on Nevada. Guys?
17-yard gain on the first touch in the career for DeCorian Moore. First of many. Kid's electric. You saw it right there.
What's new? Oregon with more dynamic weapons.
Just keep churning them out. Whittington in the backfield. Whittington gets it. Again, a big cut and then a big hit and dropped. Taden Gray, the nickel corner, with the stop.
Will Stein said, I mean, you think Oregon, you think spread offense, a ton of receivers, but he said it's forced him to adapt this offseason how deep they are at the running back and tight end position, mixing in new personnels and formations. It's going to be fun to watch.
Might go 5 deep at running back, go to the outside, and a hit and a shed of Sadiq. Sadiq, touchdown! That's a big boy score for the Ducks. Took the Ducks till November to have a touchdown reception for their tight ends. They get one in their second drive.
Will Stein said he's not just going to be one of the best tight ends in college football. He thinks he's going to be one of the best weapons in college football. And there was a chance there for him to get tackled. I mean, he had a body on him right away, but there's the strength. And one of the big reasons Bruce Feldman had him so high on his freaks list. This guy's 250 pounds, can squat a house, runs 23 miles per hour. I sit on the Mackey board, so we'll be voting on the nation's top tight end. I got a big feeling Kenyon Sadiq's name is going to come up often throughout this season.
2 touchdowns in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Just getting rolling in Eugene. Kenyon Sadiq had 2 scores a year ago. He's got 1 on his first catch. Right now, first 1,000 fans will get $20 off a Big Ten Plus annual pass and get access to over 2,700 more events across the Big Ten this season. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to BigTenPlus.com. Make sure you enter 20OFF when selecting an annual pass at checkout. Take advantage of this offer. Fair catch called for. And let's go downstairs. Brooke Fletcher, more on the quarterback. Justin Lamson playing against a former Pac-12 opponent.
Came against Oregon back in 2023 when he was at Stanford, and he said that experience really shaped him. At the time, he admitted he put too much pressure on himself just trying to do it all. But since then, he's learned as a quarterback you only can control so much. Don't press, just lead your team and do your job. But the biggest growth for him has been just learning to stay even keel. And now going up against Oregon again, he just feels like all those lessons have prepared him for this moment, guys.
Thanks so much, Brooke. Bobcats with 3 and out on their first drive. Lamson hands it off. They try left side. Nothing there. Maybe a yard for Montana State.
This defensive line is going to compete to be one of the best in the Big Ten Conference. And we've highlighted both trenches. Offensive line is great. Defensive line is great. I remember the questions were, how are the 4 West Coast teams going to adapt to the physicality of the Big Ten? I'll tell you what, Oregon is saying the rest of the conference has to adapt to them. Their trenches are as good as you'll find.
Lamson design run and almost broke it loose. He's across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Tuioti on the tackle after a gain of 6.
It's just so important for Montana State to win the first and second down so they get into these third and manageable situations where the run is available, the quarterback run is available. You do not want to be sitting back in the pocket and letting this D-line go in obvious pass rush situations.
Had a 3rd and short on their opening drive. Amari Washington blew that up. Dowler, the motion man. Heat comes from the Ducks. Flag is out, incomplete pass. We'll check on the penalty.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 in the backfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So a second punt of the ball game for Montana State. And this defense looks awfully sharp early with a lot of new faces.
Yeah, especially in the secondary. This is a young secondary and starting some younger guys. We saw number 7, Obadegu, make some plays on the first drive. Brandon Finney Jr., a true freshman they're really high on. Theron Johnson was a transfer from Northwestern. He's not playing today. So there's youth in the back end, but so far they're passing the test.
Gary Bryant back to receive the punt from Froker. Good punt this time around, sends Bryant back, catches it at the 15, trying to make a man miss. He'll be short of the 20. 53-yard kick and a flag down.
Illegal formation, 5 in the backfield on the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. 1st and 10, Oregon.
5-yard penalty will set up shop.
I think Lanning is asking them to re-kick, which is what most coaches
Correction.
do.
Oregon is elected to replay 4th down from the previous spot. 5-yard penalty.
And if I can nerd out a little bit, Jeff, and tell you why you do that.
Yeah, do it.
It's because when you're a kicking team, that's more exhausting. Punt coverage, kick coverage. You're expelling more energy than the punt return team. So even though they have pretty good field position, you force them to line up and kick again and bet on the fact that their exhaustion will allow you better field position.
And they're going to move them back 5 more yards, too, from the original spot.
On top of it.
Yep. And Bryant back to return again for Oregon. Bring it to pressure. It's blocked by the Ducks. A scooping down to the 10-yard line, and that is why you push him back.
There's so much speed on this Oregon Ducks roster. And in special teams, the speed with relentless effort has led now to 2 blocked punts. There was a ton of green jerseys in the backfield right away. You're exactly right, Jeff. That's why you'd rather have this field position.
71-yard difference in making him kick it again.
Great math. So Montana State only has 2 guys in the shield. Number 11 there, he needs to take the most dangerous, which would be the inside guy. Don't know the number.
Take your pick, either Fields or McClellan. Guessing Fields. So 1st down and goal from the 10. Handoff outside. It's Moore. And he's upended right at the 10-yard line. Good tackle in space by Jace McMillan.
I was talking with Montana State defensive coordinator Sean Howe before the game, and he gave Will Stein his flowers. He said this guy is as good as you'll find in college football in terms of forcing you to defend the whole field, sideline to sideline and 40-50 yards deep. You see the play calling creativity stretching Montana State vertically. They've been able to run the ball. They made it easy on Dante Moore when he has passed the ball.
Cooper Perry, Justice Lowe, the wide receivers on the bottom of your screen. They're going into the corner. Incomplete, intended for Lowe. 3rd and goal for Oregon.
So even in the misses, you can see the arm talent of Dante Moore. That was a really pretty ball. Well, that's a tough fade from going the right hash all the way out to the left sideline. But in terms of location, you want to miss high there. Just a little high to his receiver.
A lot of jersey in the defender's hand too.
Looked like it.
Moore to pass again. Moore gonna run and push out of bounds at the 5. 4th and goal from the 5. We'll see what Dan Lanning wants to do. Looks like he's going to bring on the kicking unit and take his 3 points.
I just love the decision from Dante Moore there too. Getting your first start here for the Oregon Ducks. It's opening weekend. I'm sure he's excited. But there's no need to force anything, no need to prove anything. It's good defense from Montana State, and Moore was just able to tuck it, run, and get out of bounds.
It's that simplistic approach. Take what the defense gives you from 23 yards for Sappington. And he puts it through. 17-0 Oregon. Block punt leads to 3.
Welcome back. Emmanuel Pregnon, he got rolled on that last drive, immediately came over to the sidelines, sat down, trainers took a look at him, and it took him to the medical tent. I'll keep you guys updated once I know more.
Thanks so much, Brooke. This big deal, brand new starting left guard, transfer from USC.
He's one of the best in the country. And they were raving about the left side of that offensive line between Pregnon and Isaiah World, so certainly something to keep an eye on.
Sappington to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made by Woods. Take a look at our coaching profiles, brought to you by Discover, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference. Dan Lanning, most wins in his first 3 seasons in program history. 1 better than Chip Kelly, 2 better than Mark Helfrich. He's put his stamp on this Oregon Ducks program.
Really, Jeff, I mean, he's, in my opinion, one of the best coaches, certainly one of the best young coaches in all of college football. He's got this program heading in the right direction. And I made this point on our studio show, Big Ten Today, on Thursday. I really believe as long as Dan Lanning is the head coach of the Ducks, it's a matter of time. They will win a national championship with him as their head coach.
Put Long in motion. Lampson swallowed up by that Ducks front. Tuioti in the backfield. And a loss for the Bobcats.
And this is such a great job because they leave him unblocked. This is a read option. So watch the window dressing right here. The fake handoff to his running back, number 23, Adam Jones. But Tuioti did not take the cheese. What defensive end doesn't like a free hit on the quarterback? Great play.
If it wasn't going to be Tuioti, it was going to be Terrence Green, who was right behind him.
Ferocious defensive line.
Showing pressure, bringing pressure, pass caught across the middle. Taco Dowling, Dowler, picks up the first down. Dowler, number 1 receiver coming back from Montana State.
So they brought pressure off the slot there by the nickel, and then the linebacker, number 26, Devin Jackson, he ended up on the slot to replace the pressure. Just got beat inside on the slant. It's a good job by Montana State throwing into the pressure.
Lampson to the outside now, hits his tight end, Ryan Schlepp. Moments ago, there's Pregnon walking back into the tunnel and on his way towards the locker room. See how the Ducks adjust with their offensive line as Montana State has some momentum. Getting closer to midfield. Lampson across the middle, finds Dowler again, and he's across the 50 into Ducks territory. Another first down for Montana State.
Dowler is the guy to watch. He's the key to this Montana State passing game. Had a productive season last year, just shy of 40 catches. The new offensive play caller, Pete Sturbick, said he wants to double that production this year.
Dowler now with 3 catches, 27 yards. Led the team last year in yards. Team that finished second in the FCS, lost to North Dakota State in the national championship game. And a false start, right tackle. Cedric Jefferson jumped.
False start, offense number 73. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They're really excited about number 73, Cedric Jefferson. They think he has a chance to be an NFL player one day.
Extremely versatile, too. He's penciled in as a starting left tackle, but with the injury to the center today, slides over to the other side of the formation.
That's just a tough penalty. Montana State finally getting some momentum, putting together a drive. It's hard enough to score on this Oregon defense. Even harder when you're going backwards.
Dowler in motion. Dowler will get the handoff over the left side. Dowler then gets horse-collared down near the 40-yard line. Kingston Lopa brought him down. That's a lot of heat coming down from Lopa.
And a nice block by the tight end, number 86, Hunter Province. Dowler had a real nice lane there, able to make up some of that yardage and get back into second and manageable.
2nd and 3 for the Bobcats. Jones in the backfield. Jones gets the toe to cross the 40, and they'll mark him down right at the 40. Brings up 3rd down and 1.
It was a nice play by the freshman cornerback, number 14, Naeem Offord. He came flying off the edge to make that hit. If you're Montana State, you got 2 chances here. If you don't get it, you can go for it on 4th down, which means I would say a shot is on the table. Oregon secondary have to be prepared.
Amari Washington back on the field for Oregon's defense. Lamson has it. Maybe a half a yard. It'll bring up 4th down for Montana State. This is where Lamson really thrives, in the short yardage area. Got to imagine the offense is going to stay on the field. And that's exactly what Brent Vigen's going to do. Half a yard to go for the Bobcats. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter in Eugene. Handoff goes to Davis. Davis met behind the line, and the Ducks hold again.
And again, number 52, Amari Washington, is the first one in the backfield, disrupting that play before it gets a chance to get started. Watch him there, lined up over the left guard. And again, look at the get off. Once that ball is snapped, there he is coming up and under the left guard, making contact with the running back.
Washington.
And Blake Purchase finishes it off.
Yep. Blake Purchase, who they are so high on, coming off the edge, the sophomore. And great field position for the Ducks on their 4th possession of the game. Kyle Casper at the bottom of your screen, a guy again that has had some injury issues. Moore looking over the middle, and he's got the catch. He finds Malik Benson, the transfer from Florida State.
This is just a dig route, and Malik Benson, one of those guys that Dan Lanning was able to bring in the transfer portal to help replenish that wide receiver room. Lost Tez Johnson and Trayshawn Holden to the next level. Evan Stewart gets injured. And I'll tell you, a key to that is the offensive line. I mean, Dante Moore is effectively throwing routes versus air right now. He's able to take his drop and just stand comfortably, perfectly in the pocket. You can see the accuracy in ball placement.
Moore's going to keep up the middle, upended. Mark him down at the 36 after a gain of 5. Caden Dowler, strong safety with the tackle. We talked about Kellen Casper. He's down in the bottom of the formation. Big body, 6'6", 215.
We saw him at the walkthrough yesterday. I said, wait, is this guy on the basketball team? Really long arms. He's going to be a big-time threat in jump ball situations.
They target him. Throw off the mark. Brings up 3rd down.
Long arms just not quite long enough.
Clock stopped and a Montana State player down in the defensive
Timeout
backfield.
for defensive injury.
3rd down and 5 facing the Ducks. It's Neil Daly. Be back in 30 seconds. Daly making his way off the field for Montana State. Favoring that right arm. He get checked out by the medical team. 3rd down and 5 for Dante Moore and the Ducks. Sadiq, the motion man. Whittington up the middle, across the 30, and a 1st down for Oregon. Whittington over 50 yards on the ground already. That'll be the last play of this 1st quarter. It has been all Oregon. 3 drives, 3 scores, and they're threatening again against Montana State.
Welcome back to Autzen Stadium. The 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Ducks leading 17-0. Coach, 2 block punts. How did that spark this team right out of the gate?
I mean, honestly, every play is an individual play, and each guy's done their job so far individually. Gave up 1 explosive pass there that we can eliminate on a quick game, but beyond that, our guys are playing well, focusing on the next play. So big block punt. We got to see things like that happen for our team.
Montana State's offense, they continue to put the pressure, but what do you make of how this defense continues to keep them in check?
They're playing well. We got to see, eventually they're going to take a shot down the field, and we got to be ready for that shot when it comes.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thanks to Brooke Fletcher, Dan Lanning. Adjustment up on the formation up front. 2 running backs on the field. They give it to Lamar, his 1st touch of the year, and for his score. This one goes for a gain of 1. Dave Iuli slides over to left guard, and Kabika Rogers takes over at right guard up on that offensive line.
They brought in an extra offensive lineman too, number 78. You just saw him run off the field, Janoris Wilson. I think Will Stein's done a great job with his play calling. He told us last year he felt like he brought too many plays, was trying to do too much to start the season. It's really been a simple but clearly highly effective game plan.
Another running back on the field. It's Jay Harris. Pass caught. Benson again, his 2nd catch wrapped up. 3rd down coming for the Ducks.
I think that simplicity, Jeff, is what is leading to Dante. He looks so comfortable back there. I mean, his feet are silent and quiet. He's getting front side reads all the way to his backside reads. He's done that a number of times, including there to Malik Benson. Now on 3rd and 2, his legs have come alive a few times in this game.
18 yards on the ground for Moore. Back to pass. Another 1st down for Oregon. Bryant, spin move, hit at the 15-yard line. Gary Bryant, his 2nd catch.
And listen, this play doesn't get started without the selflessness of your running back room. There's Jay Harris, number 22, stepping up as the linebacker blitz is right in his face. Bryce Grebe, 235-pound, running full speed through the A-gap. And Dante looks comfortable in the pocket because of the protection. And that includes the running backs there. Great job by Jay Harris.
Redshirt junior out of Northwest Missouri State, the transfer. From the 14-yard line, Harris gets it. And Harris dragged down Paul Brott, the nose tackle, after a short gain.
At some point, they are going to target big number 3 Kyle Casper. I told you he's 6'6". with long arms. Looks like a basketball player. Remember they threw the fade route to number 14, Justice Lowe. If I'm throwing a fade route, it's going to be down here to Kyle Casper.
Moore across the middle, incomplete. Tried to feed Sadiq. Got a touchdown pass earlier.
All right, 3rd and 8. I think if you can get a few yards here, I'd say there's 2 opportunities to get the first down, so you don't need to get all 8 yards.
2 of 3 so far on 3rd down for Oregon's offense.
Once again, there's Casper. Look at the height difference between him and the defensive back down here. See if Dante Moore gives him a shot.
Looking end zone across. There's Benson. Depend on the spot. He got to the 5-yard line. He needed the 4.
Give him a chance, though. I mean, the offensive line, they haven't been knocked back once. Not a single negative play in this game, Jeff. So with 1 yard to go, Will Stein and Dan Lanning going to keep the offense on the field, and why not run behind this offensive line?
They've got 5 running backs at their disposal. They love the freshman Jordan Davison, and that's who is in the backfield behind Moore. 4th and 1. Davison gets it right side. First down, Ducks. He's the thunder to the thunder and lightning of the future. The running game for Oregon.
235 pounds. Will Stein gave him the comp to Carlos Hyde, a guy that had a ton of success for Ohio State back in the day and had a long career in the NFL. They love both these freshman running backs. Stein said the future is in good hands of this Oregon Duck backfield.
Jumbo package again. Give it to Davison, right side. Davison, touchdown, Oregon. The freshman from modern day picks up his first collegiate touchdown.
It's something simple. With the Oregon Ducks running back, we've seen each guy do it. You know, he bounced that to the outside, but the best backs, they don't bounce it right away. You got to press the hole. What Davidson did there is he pressed the hole vertically. That forced Montana State to commit, and then he bounced outside. So we talked about the size at 235, but the quickness and the jump cut to beat Montana State to the edge.
4 drives, 4 scores, but not 7 years ago. Methodical, almost 5.5 minutes on that drive, Jake.
Well, it's week 1. Everyone's wondering, what's this new look Oregon Ducks offense going to look like? I'm sure Duck fans watching at home say, this looks pretty good. Looks good to Jordan Davidson.
24-0 Oregon. They have been a juggernaut. Well, tomorrow opening Spike Classic continues. The Kohl Center in Madison. 2 marquee women's volleyball matchups. Wisconsin takes on Texas. Creighton against Kansas. Coverage begins 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. The Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Kick is away. It'll be a touchback. Take a look at our drive summary. It is brought to you by American Family Insurance. 4 drives, 4 scores, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. Methodical, no negative plays, and just 1 play over 25 yards.
Intentional, and Will Stein told us, I think we were wondering last year, you know, it was a slow start to the season with Idaho and Boise State, and it's shocking to think back how good this Oregon football team was, that they were allowing those teams to hang with them. Stein said part of that was on him. He had far too complex of a playbook. He trusted his guys to do everything, but that doesn't mean you need to have 150 plays. I'd be interested to see how many different plays Stein has called at this point. It's been a simple game plan.
Hand off to Jones up the middle, brought down after a gain of 1. Purchase with the tackle. Sometimes simple is the best way to go, and there's a lot of eye candy with some of the things that the Oregon offense does, but in its core, very simple.
That's the art of being a great play caller, though, is run simple plays but make it look complex. Dress it up with motions and shifts, but you want to stick to your bread and butter.
Bear Alexander on the field, I should say. They go across the formation, and Dowler with another catch. Tackle made by Dalen Austin. Third down for Montana State.
Dowler is a really, really good football player. He's proven it today against this Oregon Ducks defense. Let's keep an eye on him on third down here. If Lamson doesn't tuck it and run, I would say he's going to number 14, Dowler.
Looking that way, and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to Chris Long. The transfer from Rutgers was behind him. Fourth down coming up.
There's the freshman Brandon Finney Jr. in coverage. What a good-looking kid. I mean, I can't believe the way these freshmen look these days. I mean, to be that young, he's 6'2", 203 pounds. I mean, he's got an NFL body already, and the coaches are really high on his work ethic. They said Finney competes with Dylan Thieneman as the hardest working guys on the team. So, Oregon Duck fans, you guys are in good hands in the back end of your defense for many years to come.
Froker back to punt again. Had his last one blocked.
Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
Got to almost get into a safe punt type of formation at this point.
Couple deflections. Jeremiah McClellan got his hand on that one. And on that one. He's a starting receiver. A redshirt last year. He's made 2 great special teams plays.
And both blocks have come up the middle. Look at all those green jerseys.
Bringing heat again. Almost got there again. Bryant on the return. Bryant up the sideline. Ball is out and out of bounds. It took an Oregon bounce at the 50-yard line. Offense back on the field. Another gorgeous day of football in Autzen. Been tailgating all day long. The green and the yellow. The pomp and circumstance of opening day in Eugene. Game of the day was earlier with number 3 Ohio State upsetting number 1 Texas at the Horseshoe. This was 14-0 until late. Texas had an opportunity, but my goodness, did Ohio State's defense look amazing today, Jake?
Absolutely, and credit to Matt Patricia, their new defensive coordinator. It's the theme for Oregon. It's the theme for Ohio State. It's the theme for Texas too. Is what were these teams going to do to reload? All 3 teams lost a ton of talent to the NFL, but the Buckeye defense with all their new faces really shined and shut down Arch Manning, who many had as the preseason Heisman favorite.
We were talking about a lot of those names for Ohio State's defense. Very familiar because they played a ton last year. 5th drive for Oregon across the formation. Here's Justice Lowe with a catch. They'll give him a first down after a gain of 11.
And this is what's fun about the current landscape of college football. That loss doesn't kill Texas. It doesn't hurt them at all. And still, both teams came out there and absolutely wanted and played like they needed to win that game, but it's a long season ahead. They'll have a chance to rebound.
Bryant in motion. Hand off to Whittington, trying to slither his way through. Gain of a couple. Think about Ohio State's run last year. 2 losses, one against these Ducks right here at Autzen Stadium, and then one against Michigan. Last game of the regular season, Oregon ends up winning the Big Ten championship, beating Penn State. And then Ohio State gets their redemption in the Rose Bowl against Oregon.
It's a long season, and I played in college, I played in the NFL, and just the rhythm of the season was significantly different between college and the NFL. But now, you're playing 14, 15 plus games if you are making a run towards the national championship. So the management is different.
Nice strike. Reception to the 30-yard line downstairs. Brooke Fletcher-Moore and Emmanuel Pregnon.
Yeah, guys, he left the first quarter after getting rolled on, went back to the locker room. He's back on the sidelines, helmet on. No word yet if he's going back in, but the signs are looking in that direction, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Brooke. Hand off to Whittington, puts his head down and gets a first down for Oregon to move the chains.
That's great to see for Pregnon. I really believe in terms of left guard, left tackle, throw in the center Poncho, but Poncho, Pregnon, and Isaiah World, I struggle to find a better center, left guard, left tackle in all of college football. All three of those guys are NFL body types with likely first-round talent at the highest level.
Matthew
need Pregnon.
Matthew Bedford, the Indiana transfer, is on the field. He's over at right guard at the moment. Sadiq with the handoff. Oh, the jump! Kenyon Sadiq has already caught a touchdown, showing off his skills. Maybe the track team wants him now.
Yeah, there's not too many tight ends that can do that, but this is what's so fun. The marriage between Sadiq and Will Stein. He's more than just a tight end. He's a playmaker. It looks just like the Big Ten championship where he had the touchdown, caught it down the sideline, and hurdled the Penn State defender. We're just getting a little preview, a little appetizer of what we expect to see out of Sadiq this year. It's going to be fun to watch.
Just noshing on his skills. Across the outside and brought down. Third down coming up for Oregon.
Well, after hurdling the guy, they sent him in motion, and he was a lead blocker and had a big-time pancake out on the edge. Watch him, see number 18 right here on the right side of your screen. Watch him engage the defender when he drives his feet on Carr, the defensive back. He finished that play with the pancake, so he does a little bit of everything.
So he just hurdled Carr, then he pancakes him on the very next play. Yikes.
Don't take offense if you're Carr. It's going to happen to a lot of defenders this season.
3rd and 6, outside pass. Made a man move, that's Moore. Moore tried to hurdle, and he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. DeCorian Moore, his second catch of the drive.
Talk about the weapons. We saw Sadiq. Here comes DeCorian Moore, and we've seen him make a number of plays this game. Get used to seeing that. There's going to be a ton of that throughout his career. What a fun start to his career here at Oregon for the freshman.
He's carried the ball once. He's caught a couple of balls now in this first half. Jaden Lamar to the left side of Moore. 5th trip to the red zone for Oregon. Lamar gets it again and knifed down just shy of the 5-yard line.
You know, there's comparisons, DeCorian Moore to Jeremiah Smith. I get it, they're both 5 stars. Jeremiah Smith had a great start to his career last year at Ohio State as a freshman, but really they're different players to me. Jeremiah Smith is more of a physically imposing talent, almost like a Julio Jones. And Will Stein compared DeCorian Moore to Garrett Wilson, the former Ohio State wide receiver, 10th pick to the New York Jets. Will Stein coached Wilson back in high school. So pretty high praise for DeCorian Moore.
Lake Travis High School down in Texas. Handoff, Whittington. Whittington just short of the goal line. 3rd down and goal for the Ducks.
Once again, Sadiq leading the way. He'll be moved all over the formation for this Ducks offense.
Going fast, Whittington in the backfield again. Whittington's got it, and he's in. Touchdown, Ducks.
It's been such a balanced game for this Oregon Duck offense. Had so much success running the football. Offensive line has not been knocked back once. They've been completely moving the line of scrimmage. Dante Moore has spread the ball around. It's just a little small preview of what this season's going to be, which I would expect to be a really, really fun and dynamic and high-scoring season.
4 touchdowns, 4 different players. Herrick puts it through for the extra point. What an outstanding track program here. This is one that Prefontaine would be proud of. Not just one hurdle on that drive, but DeCorian Moore, he's a hurdler. And then Noah Whittington with a touchdown finishes it off for the Oregon Ducks. Gage Herrick kicks it away and into the end zone. Another touchback, and Montana State goes back on offense. Our team comparison sponsored by Safe Lights. Average field position, Jake, it has been dominated by the Ducks. A couple of block punts, almost starting at midfield.
It's a complete game, and the field position is a credit, to your point, to the defense and then the special teams, and then the offense has been able to take complete advantage of all those opportunities.
You see if Montana State can put something together. They've only had 2 first downs in this game. Came on the same drive. But Julius Davis in motion. Lamson back to pass. And they get Dowler again across the middle of the field, and he's pushed out of bounds. That's the 3rd first down of the game. Obidegu pushed him out. Gain of 16.
If you're Tosh Lupoi, if you're Oregon, have to know where number 14 Dowler is at all times. If you can shut him down, I mean, there's really been no other offense for Montana State. That time he was left completely free on the shallow cross.
.59 of the 68 total yards for Dowler. In the open field onto the 50-yard line goes Julius Davis, a one-time Wisconsin running back. Second year at Montana State. Second down and short. Lamson to the outside. Dowler again with a catch and a first down for Montana State. Pitch and catch, that's what Montana State has to do. Last year, and really for the last 3 years, a team that has averaged almost 300 yards rushing a game. You might see some more downfield passing from this offense as they move forward over the course of the season. That's what they're hoping for, at least with Lamson at the quarterback position. It's a team and a program that loves to run, with 3,000-yard rushers a year ago. And we'll get motion from Montana State.
False start, offense number 89. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Rocky Lencioni, freshman.
That's the 3rd or 4th time that's happened, right, Jeff? Montana State gets a little momentum. They're putting a drive together, and then it's a false start or a delay game. 4th pre-snap penalty on the day, and they've all come at tough times.
Across the middle, that's Lencioni. Get some of that yardage back. Second down for Bobcats.
Really hasn't been an opportunity for the defensive line to get into their true pass rush arsenal.
Across the middle, nice one-handed catch by Dowler. Ball is out, but it goes out of bounds. Another first down for Montana State. Great play by Taco Dowler.
Let's see, did he? That's a catch and a fumble. Yep. And then there's Jaden Kennedy from Ole Miss, the transfer.
This is a 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout here in Eugene. Now, former Purdue star Dylan Thieneman going out west to Oregon. Preseason All-American, one of the best players defensively that this league has seen in a number of years, and he's getting a change of scenery in Oregon, and he has run the show in that defensive backfield.
Yeah, we haven't called his name yet today, but don't panic. He's more of a free safety. In my opinion, he's the best insurance policy that you'll see in college football. Here he is lined up in the defensive backfield. He's the last line of defense. Montana State really hasn't gotten to the last line of defense.
1st and 10 to the outside, incomplete. Looking for Jabez Woods. Coverage from the freshman safety Aaron Flowers. Big fan of Aaron Flowers' defensive group. Tosh Lupoi just gushing about Flowers
Between him and Kingston Lopa, they're high on Peyton Woodyard. Really, I mean, that's kind of a theme for Dan Lanning. He feels like they have more than 11 starters.
So Dan Lanning was talking about just so much depth. Lost 10 guys in the NFL draft, but depth-wise, this team may be more talented. Another incompletion. Looking the way of Ryan King.
That was interesting, wasn't it? I mean, you think about how successful they were last year. 10 guys, school record to the NFL draft, and Lanning says, to me, I took that as he doesn't know the high-level talent. Maybe they don't have 10 selected this year, but he felt they had a larger quantity, to your point, more depth of winning football players.
The floor was not as quote-unquote low.
Yes. More it's a credit to recruiting and the transfer portal.
3rd and 10. Ducks bringing pressure. Dowler trying to get to the outside. He will. Dowler. This is going to be close. Laulea knocked Dowler out a yard short. Pickup of 9. 4th down and 1.
It's a really nice block and battle by the tight end, number 88, Ryan Schlepp. He was blocking Dylan Thieneman. I thought he might have been able to get called for a holding right there in the middle of your screen, but the official had a better look at it than I did.
4th and 1. Hit out to Jones. Jones trying to slither through. It should say Lamson held on. It was a great play. Fake me out. So Lamson picks up the 1st down. Montana State moves the chains.
That's what Lamson brings to the table. You think about all his rushing touchdowns. Really, all of them came within 4 yards. So he's more of that power runner, completely different from their quarterback last year, Tommy Mellott.
8 rushing touchdowns with Stanford. 13 in his career. Lamson in trouble. He goes down. Mateo Uiagalelei, his first of the year.
First of many.
Timeout, Oregon. First charge of the half.
New shoe needs to be put on. Step away for 30. So 31-0 Oregon. Mateo Uiagalelei getting around the block, just in hot pursuit.
You can't miss him. He's 272 pounds, 6'5". He's the returning sack leader in the Big Ten, and that's the only time Lamson has held onto the ball. It's been a pretty good game plan in that sense for Montana State. He's a lot of quick game, but it speaks to the speed of the Oregon Ducks defensive line. It is just freaky to think. Mateo Uiagalelei at 272 pounds, Jeff, ran over 20 miles per hour on the GPS.
And he's less than 20% body fat. Those are the 2 goals, right? 2020 guy.
They should have their own freaks list. Feldman should rank the entire Oregon Duck team.
Lamson again escapes trouble, goes down at the 25-yard line. Start calling timeouts if you're the Ducks. They've got 2 left, and they take their second.
30 seconds.
Ducks hoping to get another possession, plus they'll get the kickoff. I shouldn't say Montana State will get the kickoff. Don't forget, Old Trapper halftime report. Buckeyes knock off #1 Texas. Boilermakers and the Terps roll.
Reflect. Oregon
and
has
highlights from around the Big Ten.
Montana
the
State
debut
has
from the
all 3.
Terps today. Malik Washington, first true freshman to start since 2012 at Maryland. He was on fire.
Loxley is really high on him too. We did our Big Ten camp tour this year and got a chance to talk to Malik Washington. I said, "You're a freshman?" This guy is really, really impressive, intelligent, charismatic. You know, Maryland, especially under Coach Loxley, they're going to consistently put out a dominant passing game. They're excited about what their quarterback can do and bring to the table. But I'd say, I mean, this is the thought process here for Dan Lanning: is call your timeouts. You want the ball back because you want the rep of 2 minutes for Dante Moore and these new receivers. It's going to be invaluable throughout the season.
3rd and 12 for Montana State.
It's the quarterback draw. No one in the middle of the field.
Finds Dowler, and then he's hit, and the ball pops out. That was Dalen Austin hitting Dowler enforcing the incompletion, and the clock stops.
So Uiagalelei gets a lot of the headlines, but number 44, Tuioti, he actually has the most pressures returning on this team. So, I mean, they have answers and options across the entire defensive line. Of course, we've highlighted Amari Washington on the inside. Haven't talked about Bear Alexander, but he's an exciting piece. But Tuioti, he's up there as one of the best in the conference.
Sansed back to kick, and his kick is up and through. Montana State picks up their first points of the season, a 42-yard field goal. Big Ten Plus gives you more. Access to more live Big Ten games, more stories, more highlights 24/7. And tomorrow you can see the Oregon women's soccer team in action against Grand Canyon. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on. Pape Field just behind us at Autzen Stadium. Let's see what the Ducks do with 1:03 left and one timeout. See how aggressive they are. As you said, this is about reps. This isn't about today's game. This is potentially about Oklahoma State next week, or even their conference opener in 2 weeks against Northwestern.
Yep.
On the return, past the 30-yard line.
You got the field position.
De'Aaron Hill was on the return. All right, 56 seconds to go for Dante Moore.
He's looked at Malik Benson a number of times today from Florida State. Number 4. That's kind of been his possession guy, especially over the middle of the field. Be down here at the bottom of your screen.
Moore looks to the outside, catch, and out of bounds. Jeremiah McClellan, who's blocked 2 punts, picks up his first catch. Gain of 13. And a flag down in the backfield.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 11. That 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. Automatic first out.
Kenneth Iden, senior edge rusher. Tack on 15 more, so 28 yards of net yardage there.
There he is battling with the new tackle, big Isaiah World at 6'8". And even with the hands in the face, Dante Moore, no pressure. There's been no pressure all day today.
Tulane transfer Makai Hughes on the field for the first time for Oregon. 1,400 yards on the ground a season ago. They go to the outside. Another catch. This is Cooper Perry. His first catch of the day. Excited about that freshman.
And here we go. Here's the operation of the 2-minute. They have timeouts, choosing not to use it, getting lined up quick.
Under 30 seconds to go. And another catch and out of bounds. That's Benson.
And how pretty is that ball, though? I mean, it just jumps out of his hand, a tight spiral. It's a very catchable and light football.
His decision making today, Jake, has been outstanding. It's first read all day long.
He does not look rushed at all. He looks completely comfortable in this system. And a part of that's the offensive line, too. I mean, he hasn't been rushed.
And he's had a year to learn the system, too. Moore.
Ball's away.
In the corner. Oh, incomplete. He had Kenyon Sadiq. He dropped the football.
Sideline warning, Oregon. That's our first of the game. There's no yardage penalty assessed.
Oh, man, what a missed opportunity. That's a beautiful scheme by Will Stein. They sent, I think it was Makai Hughes in motion and faked the screen to Hughes and faked the screen to Cooper Perry. And there was Sadiq behind the defense. Not something you see too often. He's got pretty trusty hands.
Perfect pass for Moore. Running the fade and a hold. Flags down as Benson was trying to get space. Carson Williams, the freshman, grabbing Benson.
Yep, they'd run those 10, 15-yard stop routes, and it looked like Williams was just sitting on the sticks there expecting Malik.
Pass interference, defense, number 4. Spotted the foul, automatic first out.
It looked like number 8, Carson Williams, was expecting a hitch route or a curl route, and Malik just ran right by him, caught him flat-footed. Easy call for the official.
Pass interference. Spotted the foul, put it at the 11. 14 seconds to go with a timeout. Moore flushed out and incomplete, too tall. Looking for McClellan. Maybe time for 2 plays, 8 seconds.
So I'm nitpicking here, but you know, if Dante could have that back, understanding with 14 seconds, you don't want to hang on to the ball. If you're efficient, you could still get 2 more plays, which would be 3 plays, including the last one. But if you hang on to it too long, you might take away that opportunity. This is probably your last play, or you're sending out the field goal unit. Look at Kenyon Sadiq here to the left.
Moore. Touchdown. It's Malik Benson.
I just love Will Stein's offense. It's the scheme. What he did to open that post route for Malik Benson makes it easy on his quarterback, Dante Moore. I told you to look out for Sadiq. He was running the post route that occupied the safety. Sent the running back out to the left, which left Malik Benson one-on-one with leverage.
Sadiq the bait, Benson the switch. Sappington makes it 38-3 in the first half. 6 drives, 6 scores, 5 different Ducks with touchdowns.
Let's just enjoy the beauty of Dante Moore throwing the football. You know, there's been some good quarterbacks that have come through Oregon, and Will Stein has coached some good ones. I mean, you talk about just most recently Dillon Gabriel and Bo Nix, Heisman finalists. Bo, a first-round pick, one of the more talented quarterbacks in the NFL, and Coach Stein, he looked us dead in the eye, Jeff, and he said, when it's all said and done, I believe Dante Moore has a chance to be the best I've ever seen.
Such high praise, and you think about the experience that Will Stein has dealt with in his 3 years. Bo Nix, 61 career starts. Dillon Gabriel, 63 career starts. Dante Moore came into this game with 5 career starts.
It's a different challenge, but in terms of talent, I felt that this was true, that Dante Moore was more physically gifted and talented than Dillon Gabriel and Bo Nix. But that's why he chose to come to Oregon. I mean, he took the road less traveled. Came to Oregon, wanted to sit the bench to learn behind Dillon Gabriel.
Woods going to take it out of the end zone, across the 20, and that will end the first half. Montana State will have the football on the other side of halftime. It is all Oregon's offense. They've touched the ball 6 times. They've scored 6 times. They've blocked 2 kicks. They've played great defense. They've got one more half to go against Montana State, but it's been all Ducks so far this afternoon. No negative plays and no punts for this Oregon offense. Dan Lanning setting up shop with our Brooke Fletcher down on the field.
Coach, what did you make of the composure you saw from Dante Moore in that first half, especially in that last drive?
Yeah, it was good for us to be able to get a 2-minute sequence. Guys operated really clean. You know, I think Dante's making a good decision, getting the ball out on time.
5 touchdowns from 5 different players. What's that say about the versatility you have there?
Strength in numbers, right? We got a lot of guys that can play winning football, and we said that coming in, and we saw some of that so far today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. It's been all Oregon in this first half. Track meet on a football field. Sadiq and Moore hurdling their way past Montana State. They are up large in the first half. And the Oregon Ducks with a 35-point lead, about ready to start the third quarter. Montana State will get the football when we get going. With Jake Button, Brooke Fletcher down in the field, Jeff Levering with you. Thanks again for being with us. And Jake, it was a perfect first half for that Oregon offense. New faces, but man, did they show up, and Will Stein's got to be thrilled with what his offense did.
I look at the Oregon offense and they remind me of an orchestra in terms of all the different pieces and elements, and then that would make Will Stein the conductor. He's the guy that brings it all together. And really, he told us the goals were to keep this simple. He wanted to make sure his quarterback, Dante Moore, wasn't having to play beyond himself. And I would say, perfect, 100%. I mean, if not 100%, it's got to be a 99% grade for the Ducks offense there in the first half.
Yeah, all the drives, every one of them ended in a score. The defense allowed just a field goal. That was it. Montana State will get the offense on the field. His defense with a lot of new faces too, but Mateo Uiagalelei is one of the carryovers. Go downstairs, Brooke Fletcher with more on Mateo.
Defensive coordinator Tosh Lupoy said the edge position used to be a growing pain for this group, but now has become one of their strengths. And you can attest that too. Some of their veteran presence, like Mateo Uiagalelei, like you said, Jeff, who had a great first half with that sack. Mateo put on 10 pounds from last season to this season, and a big part of his game, he said, I want to be more physical against the run game, and I want to maintain that relentless mentality. That's what I want to bring this season. I would say he's off to a good start. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and I think it's important to note too what used to be a thorn in their spine. Of all the transfer portal additions, they've never taken a transfer edge since Dan Lanning got here.
Nice catch and a first down for Montana State. Chris Long pulled it in. There was some pressure on that catch. The gain of 16 for Long.
The Rutgers transfer. I guess that's what's an interesting piece about Montana State when you think about the transfer portal. You know, Montana State being such a successful program, they do lose guys to the next level, but they also get guys that maybe get buried on the depth chart. Chris Long was one of those guys at Rutgers and now gets a chance to be one of the featured pieces for this Montana State offense.
A 16-yard game matches their longest of the game for the Bobcats. Handoff left side with some room goes Adam Jones. We talked about some of the changes on the defensive front. Bear Alexander comes from USC. Theron Johnson unavailable today. He comes from Northwestern. And then Dylan Thieneman, we talked about him briefly earlier. Nothing has really got to his level of the defensive backfield, so we haven't talked about him in terms of this ball game. Those are some of the stars, the guys that were here last year. Now they take center stage.
It's usually a good thing when you're free safety, you're not calling his name a ton.
Another handoff almost to midfield.
But we'll be calling Dylan Thieneman's name a ton throughout this season. And he's one of the best players in all of college football. The Big Ten safety class is loaded. I mean, Caleb Downs for Ohio State is top 5, top 10 pick. Dylan Thieneman, I think he's got a chance to be a first-round pick whenever he does decide to go to the NFL.
Montana State 0 for 6 on third down. It's 3rd down and 2. Opening drive of the second half. Lamson. And it's going to be a first down. The hit was by Aaron Flowers, but just enough to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Tosh Lupoy said, I mean, we asked him, hey, Coach, what's the next level for this defense? And he said he wants them to go from being respected to feared. Certainly has been one of the better defenses in college football, absolutely. They've been highly respected. But the next switch to flip for Oregon is to become a defense that is feared.
Lamson in trouble. And he hits Dowler on the sideline. He's in the open field. Dowler now across the field. Thieneman able to run him down and out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
That was a great job by Justin Lamson. I believe that was Bryce Betcher, the linebacker, that was sent on pressure, and he hit a nice up and under on the protection, and Lamson made a miss. was able to find Dowler over top of the zone defender there. That's Jerry Mixon, number 54, the linebacker.
Dowler went down hard.
How about that? 103 of the team's 158 yards for Taco Dowler.
Focal point. Lamson swings it out to the outside. Davis with a spin move. Can't escape the rest of the swarming Ducks. With a pickup of 2 is Bryce Betcher, who missed the tackle on Lamson on the last play. Didn't miss that tackle. Back for his senior season. Had an opportunity to go play in the Astros organization on the baseball field. Said, I got more in the tank on the football field. I have something left to prove.
Benefited this offseason, too, of being fully committed to football. He said he added about 10 pounds of muscle in the weight room. And he's a really nice guy, Jeff. You know, I was walking around the facility after our meetings yesterday, and I got lost. And he stopped from the elevator and showed me the exit. And I said, thank you, Bryce. I really appreciate that.
Heck of a football player and a heck of a nice guy. Let's go downstairs to Brooke Fletcher.
Bryce told me after last year's Rose Bowl loss, he felt like he had unfinished business. So he returned, giving up baseball to focus solely on football. And he told us that sticking to one sport has helped him build strength and grow at linebacker. Now, baseball, it does bring him joy, but football also lets him channel that intensity. And that's where he wants to leave his mark right now, guys.
Thanks, Brooke. And the Astros still own his rights for 5 years. So if he decides the NFL is not going to work out for him, he can go back to baseball. He's got 5 years to do it.
The boy thinks he's an NFL linebacker, though, if he stays committed to it. Or has a chance to be, at least.
3rd and 10. Batted away.
I think that was Uiagalelei off the edge, just working a bull rush. The ball's been out of Lamson's hands quick. So what you're taught as a pass rusher is get your hands up. Yep. That is Uiagalelei. Forcing Lamson to throw it. Otherwise, it would have been a sack and a good job batting the ball down.
Lamson was perfect on that drive, 4 for 4 until then. Now a 41-yard attempt from Sandstead. He kicked from 42 earlier. Kick is up and right through the uprights. So another field goal for Montana State. Good opening drive for the Bobcats. Oregon back on offense when we come back. Short kick, returnable. Whittington from the 9. Whittington upended right at the 30-yard line. Jake, we can't go any further without talking tight ends. So let's talk tight ends.
I've been waiting on it, Jeff. And listen, there's some talented tight ends in the Big Ten, and Kenyon Sadiq is one of the best. I have him as my number 2 tight end right now. Max Clare a little bit more proven, but this is a fluid list we're going to talk about throughout the season. And I think what makes Sadiq so special is he's more than just a tight end. He's really not a traditional tight end. I mean, we saw him take a handoff in the first half. He's hurdling guys, standing straight up. He's really just a true weapon. And Will Stein said one of the best weapons in all of college football, in his opinion.
Malik Hughes opens up in the backfield. Sling it to the outside for Bryant. Bryant out to the 34-yard line. Sadiq had a touchdown catch in that first half.
So we've seen a little bit of everything. Look at the strength right there. I mean, he's getting hit right after catching the ball, but he shows the strong hands. I mean, this guy is jacked. He looks like a complete action figure. Defensive backs are going to have a hard time trying to bring him down, but then you see the finesse. He's hurdled a couple guys, too. He can do truly everything.
Decorian Moore was near the first down and then wrapped up by 3 different Bobcats. We'll see where progress takes him.
I'd add too, Sadiq. He's had a number of pancake blocks. I mean, he really is a complete tight end at 250 pounds. How about that, Jeff?
Freak numbers, man.
He's a freak amongst freaks. 41.5-inch vertical, 435 bench press. That's unheard of. Those are like NBA type numbers.
I want to know who the other 10 guys are that are ahead of him on that list from Bruce Feldman. Moore dumps it down. Ooh, big hit. And surviving the hit was Makai Hughes. I mean, this is insane. He benches 435, runs 23 miles an hour, jumps 41.5 inches. I mean, what can't he do?
That's pretty much nothing. Dan Lanning spent about 2 or 3 minutes talking specifically about Sadiq at the Big Ten Media Days this year. I mean, he's their leading returning pass catcher. And I mean, Will Stein he said he felt guilty last year. He thought he should have featured Sadiq much more. But he said that will not be a mistake that gets made this year.
Terrence Ferguson in front of him, a draft selection as Hughes gets just past the 45-yard line. Third down for the Ducks. It's a guy we barely saw in the first half, Mekhi Hughes, big-time transfer from Tulane. The nation's leading returner. 1,400 yards for him a year ago. He scored 15 touchdowns. He can catch the ball, too, out of the backfield.
He's one of the best running backs in the country. He has nearly 2,000 career yards after contact. I just think it speaks to the depth of this Ducks running back room that he's not getting a ton of carries.
Moore dumps it down to him again. Flag is out. And Hughes has a first down for the time being, but we'll check on the penalty.
Did a great job fighting to get the first down there, assuming this is a penalty on Oregon.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Third down.
Just the second penalty of the game against Oregon.
That's Matthew Bedford, the guard. Remember, there's been some shuffling when their starting left guard, Emmanuel Pregnon, went down with injury in the first half. So now it's 3rd and 15. Let's see what Will Stein dials up if he wants to try to push the ball down the field and go for the first down.
Bedford, the Indiana transfer.
Watch this pressure here. These two guys look like they may be coming off the edge. Dante Moore sees it, and he's adjusting the protection.
Bring a couple. Good call, Jake. Go across the middle. Catch made. Still on his feet. That's the running back. Now in the open field is Jay Harris. Inside the 15-yard line.
That's a veteran job, a great job by your quarterback, Dante Moore. He's messing with the snap count. He gets Montana State to show their hand. That allowed him to adjust the protection. They picked up the blitz, and all of a sudden, Jay Harris is working on nobody. Nice route by the running back there. Dante hits him for a big explosive.
50 yards to Harris. Now Bryant survives the hit and scores. Gary Bryant finds the end zone.
Sean Howe, the defensive coordinator for Montana State, he told us the #1 key to this game is they have to tackle on the outside. And if you don't, that will be the result. Obviously, Oregon is going to consistently have high-level playmakers, but it's their ability to break tackles and make plays with the ball in their hands after the catch that make this offense so dangerous.
15 seconds ago, it was 3rd and 14. 2 plays later, touchdown Ducks.
Well, behind every touchdown is a selfless teammate. How about DeCorian Moore? Look at #1, the freshman wide receiver with a key block to spring his buddy Gary Bryant in for the touchdown.
Gage Hurrick to kick it away for the Ducks. And another touchback. 9 different receivers catching football today from Dante Moore. Your old buddy, Ross Douglas, the wide receiver coach now in Oregon.
Yeah, I can vouch for him. Someone needs to be the leader. There he is. You can barely see him behind these guys. There he is standing up, Ross Douglas. We were early enrollees. We were in the same recruiting class at the University of Michigan together. I'm 30, so he's in his early 30s, one of the rising, ascending coaches in college football. And you think about all the new faces and guys getting starting opportunities here for Oregon. You need a leader, you need a coach to extract that value. And I can tell you, Oregon Duck fans, you got a good one in your wide receiver coach, Ross Douglas.
Handoff goes to Jones, and he goes nowhere. Tuioti with the stop. Brooke Fletcher's got more on Ross Douglas.
Yeah, guys, I'm loving the intensity that I'm seeing from him right now. As soon as the offense came off the field, he went right into his wide receivers and said, hey, we can't make these mistakes. You look at the score and you look at the success this offense has, but they're using this as a learning experience. He's not letting up here. He's making sure his wide receivers and keeping them in check.
Seeing a great balanced offense from Oregon today. Lamson couldn't escape grasp of Terrence Green, the defensive tackle. 3rd and short for Montana State.
To go back to Ross, I mean, the infinite energy, that does sound fitting from everything I know. And I asked him yesterday, how do you get your wide receivers to block? He said, listen, quite simply, if you do not block in the wide receiver, you will not play. And DeCorian Moore has made a number of plays catching the ball today, but he had the key block on Gary Bryant Jr.'s touchdown on that last drive.
I will say, you're a heck of a tour guide. You were taking Ross's family around,
Isn't
showing
that
the
great?
booth and the truck. Way to go, Jake.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Douglas.
Lamson finds his favorite target, Taco Dowler.
Easy.
First down for Montana State. And Dowler limping around a little since that 50-yard gain earlier. And he does not look super comfortable in the slot at the moment. Hand off again to Jones. Slithers through for a couple.
We'll give one more shout out to the Douglas family here too. Ross has a beautiful young baby boy named Ross Jr. So it was good to see his dad Robert and his mother Denise. Again, we kind of became friends when we were like 17, 18 years old. Think about how much changes from when you're 18 to when you're 30. But that's the relationships and the beauty of the game of football bringing us together.
Oh, you're so young, Jake.
Like a spring chicken.
2nd and 8 for Montana State. And a whistle. Play is dead. And a false start on the Bobcats.
False start, offense number 86. 5-yard penalty, 2nd out.
Hunter Province, sophomore tight end.
To go back to Taco Dowler there, limping a little bit. Coach Vigen is going to have a decision to make because this is the number 2 team per the coaches poll in the FCS. They have goals and aspirations to compete for a national title, and if they want to do it, he's going to be one of their key players. Well, he's certainly a little injured right now.
They got a big one coming up next week too against South Dakota State. Jackrabbits. Lamson a pass, he escapes for a moment, maybe a couple on the gain. Maury Washington brought him down by his shoe tops.
All right, 3rd and 12, obvious passing situation, but there really hasn't been a true pass rush opportunity for the Oregon Ducks defensive line. For the most part, the ball's been out of Lamson's hands quickly. Let's see what happens here if they're going to try to push the ball down the field, if the pass rush can get home.
Bear Alexander's lined up on the nose. Bringing heat, and down he goes, Uiagalelei for his 2nd sack.
And it was supposed to be a quick screen. It looked like Justin Lamson was trying to get the ball out quick to his left, to kind of like a wide receiver screen. Here he comes working against the right tackle there, number 73, Cedric Jefferson, and Jefferson didn't even get a hand on Uiagalelei. And that's going to be the theme for this defensive line throughout the entire season for all opposing quarterbacks. If you hang on to the ball a second or 2 longer, this defensive line is humming and they will get home.
2 punts blocked already by the Ducks. Bryant fields on a bounce. And Bryant brought down at the 35-yard line. It's been 7 drives, 7 scores for the Ducks. Jake, everybody's getting involved in that wide receiver room, even some of the running backs getting involved.
Listen, I think this Oregon Duck offense is really like an orchestra. There's just so many pieces and so many weapons they can go to, and that means Will Stein is the conductor alongside the quarterback Dante Moore. It's a big reason Dante Moore came here. He said,
I wanted to come to Oregon, even if it means sitting on the bench behind Dylan Gabriel, because he felt this system and this coaching staff was going to be able to allow him to realize his full potential. Great start here to the 2025 football season.
And just 5 incompletions for Dante Moore. We've got a new quarterback. Austin Novosad is entering the ball game. He'll get the rest of the contest, or at least his drive. Sophomore from Dripping Springs, Texas. Played in 3 games last year, was just 2 for 2. 3 games as a freshman, 9 out of 11 that year. Moore finished the day 18 out of 23 with 3 touchdowns.
Ball's dead. Ball's dead.
There's Dante Moore. I'd say a job well done in his first start in 2 years.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a fun season, and the sky is the limit for Dante Moore. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I will get ahead of myself. Just watching him throw and understanding what this offense is capable of. There'll be some first-round conversations at some point this season.
Jordan Davison scored a touchdown earlier today on his first collegiate drive. Picks up a first down. He's the thunder to thunder and lightning in the future of this running game for Oregon.
Stein loves those young freshman running back, doesn't he?
Coming up on a minute to go. Slip it to the outside, incomplete. Looking for Hill out of the backfield. Coming up for Oregon. Next week, Oklahoma State here at Autzen Stadium. Then travel to Chicago, take on Northwestern. And then Oregon State. That one's always circled. And that leads up to the date with Penn State in Happy Valley.
Yep. That'll be a night game there on NBC. And in my opinion, that's the best environment in all college football. I played in 2 night games on the road, whiteout, Penn State. Obviously, Penn State has national championship aspirations. That is going to be a fun game to watch.
Novosad has his man touched. Nice play by Kyler Casper. Had to come back for it. It's a big first down inside the 10-yard line for Oregon.
That's a matchup I thought they would have went to earlier. Kyler Casper, we told you a number of times, he's 6'6". Look at the length right there. And he's working on number 1, Jace McMillan, the redshirt freshman, who's only 5'9". So it took a while, but they utilized the height and could have been a touchdown with a better throw.
Davison puts the head down, reaches forward. Touchdown, his second of the game. New quarterback, same result for the Ducks.
Well, I can see why Coach Stein is so excited about the young running back Jordan Davison. As we prove, he got over the goal line here. Stretch, knee, touchdown.
Unbelievable body control.
But he's 235 pounds. He is built like a battering ram. He's, you know, you'd think he's a power back, but Stein compared him to Carlos Hyde, which I think is a great comp, just getting to watch him run here. Carlos Hyde was a bigger back, but had that fluid agility and ability to change direction. We saw some of that on that touchdown there by Davison.
Hurrick puts it through. 8 drives, 8 scores. Davison, the first one to find pay dirt twice. Oregon fans getting ready. Some Wonderwall right now. We got Shout coming up in about 26 seconds at the end of the 3rd quarter, going into the 4th. And a great crowd at Autzen Stadium, and they have been treated to a offensive clinic from Will Stein today. We have a touchback from Hurrick. And Montana State goes back to work. A couple of field goals for this offense. So just 161 total yards. Haven't found much running room. That was one of the things Tosh Lupoy was talking to us about, was during the regular season and up and through the last couple of ball games, they were outstanding at stopping the run. But Penn State in the Big Ten championship game, Ohio State at the Rose Bowl, not indicative of how good this run defense was over the course of the regular season. On the jet sweep, Getting around the corner, spin move, but can't get out of the grasp of Peyton Woodyard.
You know, you'd expect that, right? I mean, you're not going to play to the same standard as the rest of your schedule as when you're facing Ohio State and Penn State. But there is room for improvement for the Ducks defense.
End of the third quarter. It's time to shout. Otis, he loves us. Start of the fourth quarter. And his well-oiled Ducks machine leads 52-6. Around the edge goes Julius Davis for a first down for Montana State.
Julius Davis with the ball.
Senior out of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Self-proclaimed one of the best Call of Duty players in the world.
That is important. Yes.
I mean, they have stats like that. They exist.
They do.
That lives forever.
You can make a ton of money being a good video game player these days.
He's one of them. Pressure coming. Lamson got rid of it. Took a huge hit, but completes the pass. Chris Long on the catch. Gain of 11, another first down.
That's a heck of a throw right there. And Lamson just knew he was going to take a shot and still found a way to get it out to Chris Long.
Started his collegiate career at Syracuse, transferred to Stanford, came to Montana State to take a look at it, then committed to Bowling Green. Coach leaves Bowling Green, comes back to Montana State, takes a big hit. Out to the 49-yard line, Jerry Mixon on the tackle.
I'm sure he's happy that he won't ever have to play this Oregon Ducks defense again.
It's the second time he's had to match up with them. Did it a couple of years ago as well, but that was out in Palo Alto as a member of the Stanford Cardinal.
He's got high expectations for this season, and head coach Brett Vigen is excited and Felt like he was the right fit to bring in to replace Tommy Millard, their quarterback from last season.
Dowler toughened this one out. Slung down on the outside by Brandon Finney.
The speed of this Oregon Duck defense, really the whole team. I mean, Oregon known for their track speed, but how about the closing speed right there to chew up the turf by their freshman Brandon Finney Jr. I've called his name a few times today, Jeff. 6'2". You see the length, the strides.
Those were sprinter strides right there.
Yes.
From the 50-yard line, 3rd down and 8. Pressure from the edge. Lamson goes down again. 3rd sack by the Ducks.
Another freshman, Nazir Wyatt, number 32. He was the one that came off the edge and forced Lamson to leave the pocket. And I love the sounds of football. It's good to be back. That was a big-time pad-cracking hit. Number 23, Adam Jones, the running back, tried to take a load off on Wyatt, but couldn't do it. So how about that? Freshman Wyatt makes a play. Finney the play before. The future is bright.
7 tackles for loss. DeCorian Moore is back to receive the kick. Let it go into the end zone for a touchback. Oregon's offense, 8 drives, 8 scores. Can they go 9 for 9? Dante Moore, outstanding debut in his first start for 2 years. Jake, finding a bunch of different receivers.
Welcome home and welcome back. And so much anticipation, so much excitement. This guy was a 5-star with all the potential in the world. And what a luxury. How fun must it be to be an Oregon Duck fan, to go from Bo Nix to Dillon Gabriel to now Dante Moore, who likely, probably, in my opinion, has more raw talent than the 2 previous guys. So what does that mean? Sky's the limit.
Moga into the ball game at quarterback. He's down the sideline and rushed out of bounds. Ducks were fired up to get Moga into the ball game. Redshirted last year, and this is his strength, the running game.
And Lanning told us he's not just the fastest quarterback, he's one of the fastest on this team. And think about all the speed we've shown you and highlighted today. So to have a quarterback with that dynamic of playmaking ability and the ability to turn the corner, I'd expect they have some packages for him sprinkled in throughout the season.
He's got a freshman, Dewan Riggs, to his right. Riggs gets the carry. Riggs over the right side. He dives for a 1st down. 1 carry, 10 yards for Riggs.
It's the freshman showcase. I mean, seriously, for those watching at home, take out your notepad, write down some of these names, because this is the future of your football team. Lanning's done such a great job of recruiting. Obviously, the transfer portal allows them to replenish on a year-to-year basis. And it seems like it's a certain type of guy he's brought in, too. I mean, these aren't just talented players. They love the game of football. There's a professionalism to their youth.
Hand off to the outside. That's Hill. Hill into the open field. Knocked down inside the 20-yard line. Red zone trip again for the Ducks.
There's the lightning. We talked about the thunder with Jordan Davison. De'Aaron Hill is the lightning of that freshman duo, and you see the lightning flash right there. Down the right sideline. Great blocking on the edge, too. Receivers, lead blockers.
Handoff again, right up the gut. Put his head down, and Hill inside the 5, down to the 2.
Maybe he has a little thunder to him as well, though. How about that? I mean, the lightning with the speed down the sideline, running through arm tackles, putting Caden Dowler on his back, 205-pound safety, and then flexing to finish it all off.
5 straight plays of 10 or more yards.
How about this?
Not a single negative play for this Oregon Duck offense.
You better hope they move forward right here, Jake. That's all I'm saying. Riggs back in there. Riggs on a carry. Riggs spin move. Riggs got a half a yard. Man, Jake, you are so lucky.
Yeah, I got nervous. I like the old announcer jinx. But the thing is with the way the offensive line is playing, there's not a concern of going backwards. Even not being able to score there. You just look at the line of scrimmage and no one is getting knocked back in the trenches for the Ducks.
Snap number 58. You see the rushing yards. Hill is back in there, bringing extra offensive linemen on the far side of the formation. Carry up the middle and stop short down to the half-yard line. 3rd down and goal.
Nice play there by number 42, Ryan Crea, linebacker, giving Montana State a few inches to stand on here.
Just inside the 1-yard line. Handoff. Almost right near the goal line. Nose of the football might be 6 inches away from the goal line. That was Hill again.
Watch the nose of the foot. Yeah. Nope, he did not get in, and that was pretty close to being a negative play.
It was close.
As close as we've seen.
Still pushing forward.
You pretty much got 2 options here, right? Score or negative play.
4th and goal. They bring Jordan Davison, who's already got 2 touchdowns in the game. Davison gets it. Davison over the top and in, his 3rd score.
Davison. It's the Davison showcase, and he's proving he really is the total package for a freshman. 235 pounds, but accelerating downhill and then jumping over the pile there. Clearly in for the score. I was talking to the running back coach pregame, Rashad Samples. I'm like, Coach, how are you going to balance all the snap counts? And he laughed. He's like, I don't even know how I'm going to do it. I mean, they just got so many options, so much talent in that running back room.
Still true, no negative plays and no punts. 9 drives, 9 scores. And Oregon is rolling in their home debut. And we'll get another touchback. 6:50 to go from Autzen Stadium. All Oregon here at home, number 7 team in the country. And we talked about the front part of the schedule, Jake. How about the back end of this schedule too for Oregon?
Yeah, I mean, there's some challenging games there. Obviously, Duck fans know how challenging it is to go on the road and win at Washington to end the season. But look at after that bye at Iowa. For Oregon Duck fans, I know you guys haven't traveled out there and played in Kinnick, but I'll tell you, as a team, my senior year at Michigan, we were the number 2 team in the country, undefeated on the road. Iowa was unranked, a game we should not have lost, and they spoiled our season. So that's a dangerous place to play. And we've seen what Oregon can be throughout this game. Clearly a talented team, clearly one of the best teams in college football, but there's going to be some challenging waters to navigate with some of those road tests.
Undefeated in Big Ten play a year ago, undefeated until the Rose Bowl against Ohio State for this Oregon team. Not easy to run the table. This is as deep a Big Ten conference as there's been in a number of years.
Yes.
Much like the Oregon roster, right? It's not always top heavy. Now the heavy hitters in the league are. But the floor is not as shallow as it once was.
Yeah, and listen, the Big Ten was known, especially when I was playing around 2013 to 2016. It was just a defensive league with running games and minimal quarterback play outside of the top teams. But that's one thing that was immediately apparent when we were doing our Big Ten camp tour this year is the quarterback play has taken a major stride conference-wide. Washington has a young kid named Damon Williams. It's really, really special. Iowa, they went out and got Mark Gronowski, a dual threat quarterback that's the most talented quarterback they've had in a number of years.
Pass and secured. Good catch by Jabez Woods. Final drive recaps the entire day around the conference. Tonight after football only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
The final, that's the best way to end a great day of college football there. Great analysis by the crew. Get a snapshot of all the action across the league.
Still got more to come. Outside again to Woods, pushes his way forward for a first down and then Gang tackled at midfield.
Once again on the reception.
Solomon Davis on the tackle for the Ducks.
I'm just so excited to see what this team can be. I mean, Dan Lanning is one of the best coaches, one of the best leaders in college football. I believe Will Stein will be a head coach at some point, whether that's next year or the year after. He's a great mind.
Across the middle, wide open, and finally brought down. Lencioni with his second catch of the day. Love the question that you asked, by the way, of Dan Lanning about his leadership in our meetings with him yesterday, how he came to be the leader that he is.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the turnover, losing 10 guys to the NFL draft, when you win, your assistant coaches become coordinators. Coordinators eventually become head coaches. It is so important to be a great leader and a culture builder. And more than anything, that's exactly who Dan Lanning is. He's intentional about building his culture. He's intentional about the type of player he brings in. And there's great proof there. Jordan Burch was a guy, when he was at South Carolina, he wasn't a high-level NFL talent. He comes to Oregon, a relatively unknown, and look at what he's doing in the NFL now. Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel elevated their games. Malik Benson, the receiver from Florida State, has had a nice start to his career at Oregon here.
Nice back shoulder catch. You get a foot down, yes.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Say a completed catch. Jacob Trimble somehow got his toe down.
He did not get a toe down.
Maybe not.
That is out of bounds.
Seeing it up on the big board, trying to snap the football, but substitution letting it play.
Timeout, Oregon, 30 seconds.
Oregon's going to take a timeout. Let's take another look at this from Jacob Trimble.
Prior to the timeout, the previous play is under further review.
Yep. I mean, neither foot was down when he caught it, and he's clearly out of bounds. But, Jeff, just to go back to that, that's what a head coach is. You're a CEO. You are the leader in the face of an organization. And what he's done is built a Rolodex of proof saying when you're a player, you come to Oregon and we will guide you to where you can find out how good you really are. Malik Benson is a guy that's played about 800 snaps throughout his career between Alabama and Florida State, but he's never become a star. Well, he had a great game here today. Another guy I'm excited to see, Bear Alexander. I mean, this guy was one of the most highly touted recruits as an interior defensive lineman coming out of high school, and he's had a bit of a journey to get here. Georgia, USC, and now here with Dan Lanning, he said, hey, let's let the past be the past, but that's a credit to him as a head coach, taking talented guys and putting them in a position to realize their potential.
The pass was incomplete. There'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 23-yard line.
Dan Lanning awarded with a contract extension that will keep him in Eugene through 2030. Also, his coordinators
Oregon is
getting
not
extensions.
charged with a timeout due to the replay review.
And you talk about keeping everybody together
Make sure he knows he's not.
in this landscape where coordinators are becoming head coaches so quickly. Keeping everybody together, at least for this year. You never know what's going to happen next year.
Yep.
But keeping everybody, keeping the messaging the same, so big for this program.
Yep. Coordinator continuity, exactly. I mean, your playbook is a language. It's a foreign language. So what an advantage for Dante Moore and some of those new pieces on both sides of the ball to have the same playbook.
3rd and 7, 3 minutes to go. Lamson, completed pass to the 15-yard line. Dane Steele, the freshman, his first career catch.
Lamson's made a few really nice throws on this drive, just standing in there, knowing he's going to take a shot. Oregon's sending pressure.
From the 16-yard line, gave him a first down. Lamson looking left, throwing left, end zone, and a flag comes out. Naeem offered on the coverage on Chris Long.
Pass interference, defense number 14. By rule, the ball is placed at the 2-yard line, 1st and goal.
And Offord is a true freshman, 6'1", 195. He's in great position there. Oh my gosh, that was Chris Long almost came down with that. Would have been the catch of the year. Few almost catches here on this drive for Montana State, but nonetheless, their ball on the 2-yard line.
On the Rutgers transfer. 2 catches today for 27 yards. First down and goal. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown Bobcats. Adam Jones. 14 scores a year ago. That's number 1 in 2025.
It was the runner-up for the FCS Freshman of the Year last year. They're really excited about him. Adam Jones, number 23, and Julius Davis, number 32, the 2 running backs. They call themselves the Evil Twins. It's been tough sledding here today, of course, against this Oregon Duck defense. But expect big things. And that's Gavin Nix, number 13, another freshman linebacker that had a chance, a free shot on Adam Jones and didn't hit him square.
Sanstead puts it through. First touchdown of the year for Montana State. Oregon will get it back with 2:22 to go. Still ahead, Jaden Mayava leads the Trojans against Missouri State. And the Dogs clash with Colorado under the lights. Find it only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Couldn't have asked for a better day in Eugene. Last time we were here, it was November. Again, a perfect day. That weekend against Maryland last year, Jake. Leaves are going to turn eventually, but it is still summer in Oregon.
Such a beautiful setting, and the air just feels cleaner out here. It's all the trees.
It is the trees. The photosynthesis is
great. You took
out
the
here.
word right out of my mouth. Yes. Carbon dioxide to oxygen conversion, Jeff.
Thought this was a football game, not a science class. I'm just glad I got photosynthesis out through my teeth. Oregon will get it after the return from Hill. So Moga at the helm of the offense, and now we'll get Brock Thomas, another guy, Jake, that these guys were really high on. Yep. He's a Eugene kid. Cool moment for him playing in his home city for his hometown team.
And I mean, obviously, this game's over, but it's been a perfect game, effectively. I would say probably about 99% for the Oregon offense. They've been nearly perfect. So that would be the pressure for Brock Thomas, is keep this offense operating at a near perfect level.
So the note, Dad and Grandpa both played at Oregon. This one goes forward from DeJuan Riggs. Jordan Davison today with 3 touchdown rushes. The first freshman ever in Oregon program history to have 3 rushing touchdowns in a season opener. 2 minutes to go from Autzen.
Dave Revson, Howard Griffith with you. The Ducks putting the finishing touches on what's been an impressive offensive performance.
Really, offensively, they've been performing well. You look at the quarterback, really put up big numbers, excited about him. How about the defense? How about special teams? This Oregon team looks exciting.
There's a reason they're ranked 7th in the country. Awfully good to start the year. Again, we got 2 more games where that came from tonight. Lincoln Riley and USC finished the year winning 3 of their last 4. They open against Missouri State in 28 minutes.
Thanks so much, fellas. 59-13. And Oregon, 120 seconds left before they get to 1-0, number 7 in the country. And Brock Thomas in at quarterback, Riggs in the backfield. Thomas on the carry, gets to the outside, and it's a first down for Oregon, a gain of 5. So about as clean a game as you could have seen from Oregon right out of the chute.
Really, the only thing is Pregnon. How serious is that injury? I think seeing him back on the sidelines in his pads is really encouraging. That'd really be the only concern I would have coming out of this game today.
Over 500 yards of total offense, a blocked kick, a tipped kick as well. Thomas puts it in the belly of Riggs. Picks up a few. Jake, before we have an opportunity to say goodbye, how about the tribute to Lee Corso today? Made his final pick.
Yeah,
and went Buckeyes.
That was just a special show to watch, and Lee is a legend. He is college football, really. And you just think about all the change that we've seen, and he was a pioneer for the changing landscape of media, and such a positive voice and figure. And I just loved watching Kirk and Chris Fowler and everybody interact with them.
A victory formation here for the Ducks. Thomas kneels on it, and that'll be the final snap of this one. The only negative play of the day, and it was the lean down. Shouldn't count. Pretty complete effort from Dan Lanning, and they'll get ready for Oklahoma State next week.
They'll be feeling really, really good about their prep going into that matchup for sure.
How about 506 total yards, 253 on the ground, 253 through the air.
And I'd love to know how many different plays Will Stein even called, because he said he wanted it to be a simple playbook this week. I wouldn't be surprised if it was only like 15 or 20 unique plays.
A lot of balance today. Dante Moore picks up his first win as a Duck starting quarterback. Week 1, Jake, it is in the books. We'll see you at the Horseshoe next week. Great job, buddy. For Jake Butt, Brooke Fletcher, our entire crew here in New Jersey. I'm Jeff Levering saying so long. Big Ten Live Game Break is next.